Welcome back to Rowrah in Cumbria, where the round 2 action is very much underway. The X30 junior drivers are just making their way out to the track. So let's go and join your race commentator, Jake Sanson, to find out the grid positions and who's made the best of it by putting themselves on pole.
Well, that accolade goes to Sam Shaw. He's alongside Lorenzo Cordell on the front row, then Gabe Stilp and Connor Duncan, Dan Ginchard and Archie Walker, Henry Gregory and Ben Doughty from Finn Harrison and Monday Junior Canini, then Sam Baker and Luke Sindler, Leo Brown and Shay Brennan, Zaki Hussain, Kyan Gohil, then Jude Fernho, Alfie Briggs, Gracie Mitchell and Kira Harris. It's going to be an interesting one from the get-go. Here we go to the first corner, and Shaw nearly losing the lead through turn 1, just about hanging on in there from Lorenzo Cordell as we ride on board with Gabriel Stilp. Massive pressure already from Archie Walker in the KR Sport, trying to get through on the inside. Ginchard struggling on the first lap as well. He's got Ben Doughty to deal with, not having as easy a time in X30 as he is in Rotax, that's for sure. But Ginchard is a fighter. He's going to keep pushing. He's there in P6. Oh, a little bit of a hesitation out of Iredale's, and that's put 4 karts wide nearly on the back straight. Goodness me, Junior X30 sizzling on the opening lap as everybody tries to get through without incident and drama, but Sam Shaw still out in front for the moment.
Drivers not mentioned in that grid position: Thomas Wainwright, Remy Gilbert and Harvey Ryby. They'll be doing their best to come from 21st, 22nd, 23rd respectively, but they've got a whole lot of work to do.
And Harvey Ryby definitely not used to being that far back in the field, so watch him charge through and carve up some places. Shaw, Cordell, Duncan, Stilp, Walker, Ginchard, Doughty and Harrison. Here comes Archie Walker on the inside line. Beautiful move, and Ginchard gets there as well. That was opportunism from Archie Walker and an absolute snatch from Ginchard. Brilliant work from the two of them. So Walker and Ginchard going through the field. Former teammates, of course, these two. They were both in the same awning once upon a time. So now they are going to battle away as they carve through the pack. Sam Shaw leading the way. Lorenzo Cordell very close in behind in second place there. And Connor Duncan still going very well as a junior. Only recently stepped up, don't forget, and he's right up at the sharp end.
I think that might have been Henry Gregory going for a place in the S's. We'll see as they go across the finish line. The front three just starting to edge away from those in 4th, 5th and 6th. So Sam Shaw, he'll be looking for redemption this time, Jake, after Wilton Mill, where he led the race. Started raining while he was on slicks, went off, got back to second, he dropped to 4th, got back to 2nd on the last lap, and then ran wide and dropped another couple of places from 2nd to 4th. He was absolutely gutted. More moves.
Yes, indeed. We're riding on board once again. As up the inside of Ginchard, is this going to be the overtake from Stilp? It is indeed. So Stilp gets past Ginchard. Watching in the middle of the pack as well, I could just pick out Alfie Briggs on his new Charles Leclerc chassis, looking pretty strong there under the Total Karting banner. So let's see if he's going to make up more progress in this. Oh, that's a kart peeling off into the pits in the midfield. So somebody is pulling in to retire. We'll figure out who it is as soon as they drop from the timing sheets, but we're about to lose someone. As one of the drivers peeling off there. I couldn't quite make out who it was in the midfield. Up on the inside, that's a big lunge from Duncan. He gets past Cordell, so that's into second position. Connor Duncan into P2. Cordell doesn't like that. He's going to come straight back on the inside. Walker snatches it on the inside line. Beautiful move.
What a thief. Call the FBI. Walker's on the case.
Time.
He's going for another move. Who got it?
Yes, he's got past Cordell. And again, Connor Duncan picks up the pieces of that one. So Gabe Stilp is now in the mix. He's got an opportunity to move forward. But Archie Walker picking him off and taking names out here at Rowrah. This is absolutely brilliant from Archie Walker. Great to see him back to his best again. Here we go. Stilp on the inside. And here comes Ginchard on Cordell as well.
Great action.
Junior X30 is so fast and furious that if you leave just the tiniest whiff of a gap, the entire floodgates will open.
And this is all going the way of Sam Shaw here, Jake. Look at this. He's got, what, 9-10 kart lengths. He'll be happy with that. You boys keep battling for the minor place. I'm going to take the win.
That's it. There's nothing quite like the top step. You can have the left and right one if you want, but I'm going to have the win, thanks very much.
Absolutely, and he wants that. He wants that so bad this weekend.
Late move from Duncan. That was cheeky as you like there, just waiting until they got to the right-hand part of the kink, on the brakes. Boom, that'll do, thank you. Just back up and let me have the second place. That'll do. Nicely done from Connor Duncan. He now gets there in front of Walker, and is Gabriel Stilp going to have a lunge into the final turn. Lovely job, and now Ginchard's going to snatch that one away as well. So Walker was the man on the hunt. Now he's having to try and be the hunter again. So absolutely fabulous stuff between these five as Duncan, Stilp, Ginchard, Walker and Cordell all battling for second place. Little love tap there from Walker on the back of Ginshard. Ginshard checks him out. Come on, mate. This is racing. This isn't fisticuffs, but this is Junior X30. It's very, very close.
Good respect between these drivers, though. They all respect each other's abilities and qualities.
Big lunge from Walker. Slices through on Ginshard. Nice move there into the right-hander at the stewardesses. And yes, you're absolutely right. The driving standards between these guys, it's fierce, it's fast, it's frenetic, but you know what? It's clean, hard and firm.
Absolutely, that's absolutely right. Cordell, championship leader, is now P6, Jake. He was leading early, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. He was leading very briefly from Sam Shaw, and then Shaw got him back again, and ever since then, it's been like a pendulum, like a stone going through water. Here we go. Stilp on the inside, gets the move on Connor Duncan for P2. So great run from Gabriel Stilp. His confidence is absolutely sky high at the moment. There goes Walker, back on the inside of Ginshard. Have some of that. And Cordell gets there as well.
How much overtaking do you want to see in one race? And this is all helping the man out front, Sam Shaw. There he is.
I think we just had more overtakes in those 4 laps than we did in the entire French Grand Prix, you know. Absolutely amazing. Great stuff there.
Not a shocker, though.
No, well, I suppose not, but that's where they all want to end up one day. Archie Walker battling it out with Cordell and Ginshard through the final hairpin, and this is all about working together now because they've obviously let the gap open between themselves, Stilp and Duncan. So Stilp and Duncan are there battling away for second position, trying to get close to Sam Shaw. Stilp is the fastest man on track, 47.0. Good lap time there in Junior X30, obviously quicker than the Mini X30 lap times were. Battle for 4th place though, still very intense. Walker, Cordell, Ginshard. And those are 3 names that have opened their 2021 account very strongly. None of them are going to want to back down. Shaw's got a decent advantage. It's not massive, though, over Stilp and Duncan. They can catch that back. They've got time to do it.
When we introduced the drone, Jake, years ago, it changed the production value. The same can be said of the 360 cameras. But at this circuit particularly, this is where the drone comes into its own. It really shows how stunningly beautiful this circuit is. It's set in an old quarry. You're going to go lakeside here. You see the lake, there it is in the background. You go lakeside as you go down to the S's. How fantastic is this circuit?
Yeah.
It's a circuit the drivers love because why? There's tons of overtaking on it, and if you're a racing driver, that's what you want.
Absolutely. I mean, you and I are both very privileged. We get to go to a lot of incredible kart circuits up and down the length and breadth of Great Britain. We do it year in, year out. We really take in some fantastic racing with some fantastic drivers. This place, unlike some of the others out there, you can smell the sport in these hills. You really, really can. It lives and breathes karting, this circuit, this quarry, this entire area. It's just vibrant with the flavour of the sport. I absolutely adore Rowrah. It's never delivered a dull motor race. I've been watching karting since 1998, and every single season, Rowrah, it's guaranteed to provide drama. Look at the battle we got going on for 10th place. This is Harrison in the helm, and he's got massive pressure from behind. You've got Brown in there in 11th, then Briggs, Baker, Hussein, and Gohill, all very close in, as well as Mitchell. Connor Duncan with a new fastest lap, 46.9 there, so he breaks into the 47s. Thought there we might have seen a move there from Briggs on Brown. Maybe he's just going to think a little bit later for the move on Leo Brown. He's got good momentum down the straight though. Briggs to the inside of both of them.
Oh,
my
nice
goodness, that is a monster move from Briggs.
We call that a brace. It's a double.
Alfie Briggs showcasing his skill in one fell swoop.
There's another move, fantastic.
That's Baker. Baker getting the move there on
another.
Brown. Brown coming back on him. And there's the gap left open for the 13 to storm through. Zaki Hussein gets the momentum. This is brilliant. You don't just get great racing at the front, you also get it in the mid-pack. But Alfie Briggs has shocked them with that double pass into the S's. And there's the move on the inside again from Sam Baker. He gets back in, but doesn't shut it down on the exit. Hussein's back, but on the inside line, you've got to brake, you've got to slow it down. That's better. Nicely done from Sam Baker.
Nice to see Zaki Hussein battling. We interviewed him at round 1, of course. And he unfortunately went off early. He was hoping for a top 5, qualified 19th. And the one thing we didn't mention, as Sam Shaw sets the fastest lap, is that although he did go off on that first lap, Jake, when he went off the second time, when it was raining and they're all on slicks, there he is on the 13, Zaki Hussein, he'd made up about 12, 13, 14 places at that time. So it does show his quality, Zaki Hussein.
I think we just saw a move into the Stewart S's on that last lap from Wainwright. I think he managed to make a dive up the inside to get through upper position. So good moves from him. But look at these two, they are gaining on Shaw, even though Shaw's the fastest man.
I was just going to say, Shaw had set the fastest lap, but it doesn't look like it there. These two are getting closer.
Well, Stilp and Duncan have obviously come through the ranks, as Sam Shaw, of course, has, of cadets and minis, and they've been ploughing their trade and working their craft, so they know how to catch up and make big gains in the rest of the field. 46.8 from Gabriel Stilp that time, so he's now the fastest man, and he's leading the charge to close up on Sam Shaw. With Connor Duncan in tow, they could catch him in a couple of laps easily.
Championship leader coming into this round, Lorenzo Cordell. He's now back into 4th place, had dropped to 6th temporarily. Back into 4th as Gabriel Stilp now sets the fastest lap, not surprisingly, Jake, because he can now judge his braking on what Shaw's doing, and the closer he gets to Shaw, the easier that becomes.
Well, interesting.
This is not over yet.
No, it's not. It's only going to get more exciting. I've been keeping an eye on the midfield the last couple of sectors as well, and that brilliant double move that we saw from Alfie Briggs, he's dropped them. He's absolutely left them for dead. Now that gives us an indication of how quick they are getting on top of that new chassis, the Charles Leclerc, with the Total Karting team. His raw speed is getting quicker all the time. Here's the move in the middle of the field. That is a good move from Zaki Hussein. He gets the overtaking done there.
But loses it on the exit though. Gets done on the switchback. Connor Duncan set the fastest lap now, Jake, in 3rd place. There he is.
Yep, 46.8, and that's because he's cutting through the air efficiently and working in the slipstream behind Gabriel Stilp, and they are closing in on Sam Shaw. It's just science that's bringing them forward. Briggs has definitely got his sights set on Jude Fernhow down in 9th position. So that'll be an interesting battle if he manages to catch him in time. He could bag a little bit more, and that's the move there for 11th position, I think that is. That's going to be the battle between Baker and Brown, I do believe. So those two still battling away, and I think that is now Baker having got past Leo Brown into 11th position. So good racing from those two. They're in the same awning, of course, but they're obviously hustling each other and pushing each other to try and get the most out of this race. The gap coming down, look at that. Both drivers are now within a second of Sam Shaw. This battle's going to rise in crescendo.
They can smell it. They can smell it. Stilp can smell it. And Duncan there in 3rd place. He knows when Stilp goes for the lead, he's going to go with him. They've just got to get close enough to Shaw. This is the battle for the lead, as the graphic said. It's not over yet, with just over 2 minutes and change on the clock.
In fact,
Sam Shaw, I tell you what, if Sam Shaw does not win this after what happened to him at Wilton Mill, he will be as sick as the proverbial parrot through the chicane. I love this shot, Jake said earlier.
It's wonderful. This is
a fantastic low-down camera shot. Really shows you how much grip these karts have got, the speed that they're travelling. Incredible shot.
It's a proper fever pitch battle, rising to a crescendo now. Shaw, Stilp and Duncan. And Duncan is working the magic here in 3rd place behind Stilp. They're not close enough yet, but they're getting there very quickly, and they are running short on time. 1 minute 41 on the clock, so they've really got to up the ante, and they're the two that are putting in the lap times now. Shaw has got to focus on the road ahead. He can't start looking behind him at this point. He's got to be focused on each braking point, nailing each apex. He can't think about the two behind him. He's just got to focus on what's coming. He'll get the gesture from the mechanic. Look, now he's looking back to his mechanic to say, hell, where are they? And he can feel that they're on him now, so this is where the intensity is going to be more than it's ever been. Stilp is within 4/10. Duncan is within 6.
When you come from this far behind as a racing driver, you know you've got the man in front. You've got him. You're getting closer and closer to him, and the closer you get, you're just looking then for the next opportunity to get past. And there's so many opportunities on this circuit, it's going to be virtually impossible for Shaw to defend it, surely.
Yeah, there's way too many overtaking places on this circuit. It's what we love about it. And Stilp is right in there with Sam Shaw. This could be the moment. And Shaw knows he's there. So out of the final turn, Shaw a little bit defensive, perhaps a little too defensive. He covers the inside line up towards the chicane, but now this really is a scrap because Stilp has caught up to Shaw. He's much quicker over that curb. Can he now make the move into McRae's? No, because Shaw's holding him off. But here comes Duncan. Duncan might force the issue here. He may go with Stilp to the inside line. Stilp is looking. can't find the move. On the switchback, Duncan's going to get alongside Stilp. Stilp is gesturing to him. Let me get him first.
No.
Don't overtake me. Let him get me first. No way. He's going to get him.
Counting down. Connor Duncan's not having any of that. He's not listening. He's not looking at any hand signals. He's going for second. He wants to be in the box seat.
Now
and he's in the box seat now.
He's got a great chance to win it on his own. He knows that he doesn't need Stilp's help anymore. He's right in there behind Shaw, and Shaw is hugging the inside line as if he's flirting with it now. Up to the line they come. The time has ticked down to nothing. They're going into the closing stages now. This is the last lap, I do believe, because of the time we had left.
It is. The starter had it in his hand as they went past, couldn't quite see it.
Shaw holding the inside line. This is it. And Duncan and Stilp are very close indeed behind. Stilp checking over his shoulder to make sure he's got room to make a big lunge. He's going to get the switch. Here's Shaw cutting across. He closes the door on Duncan. Stilp is there. Look, Stilp is gesturing. Go on, get him, get him. I want to try and get past you both. But he hasn't been able to make it stick. Duncan can't find the place. Stilp is still swarming around all over the back of him. Shaw might just be able to hold this to the line. He's positioning the kart everywhere he possibly can. But Stilp is trying to switch back maneuver on Duncan. He's got to wait. He's got to wait for an opportunity to open up. Duncan's going for it. They're going to be side by side of the line. Stilp is fuming. And Shaw's just held on. Stilp absolutely enraged. Why didn't you make the move earlier? I could have beaten you both. But I don't think they're going to mind at all. They're first and second in an incredible battle.
The midfield runners come home, but justice for Sam Shaw, Jake, after the trauma and drama of Wilton Mill. He comes out on top, and I'm pleased for him.
0.029 ahead of Connor Duncan. That's what a side-by-side finish looks like on times. Gabriel Stilp is third from Caudle, Walker and Ginshard. Canini seventh from Luke Sindler, Jude Fernahau, and after that double pass, Alfie Briggs steals his way to the top 10.
Well, how about that for a race there with those junior X30s? Sam Shaw looked like he had it all wrapped up with a few laps to go, but Gabriel Stilp and Connor Duncan had other ideas. And in the finish, by the closest of margins, Sam just managed to hang on. Here's what he had to say when I caught up with him at the podium. What's it like with those sort of closing few laps where you know you've had that gap, but then you can feel it getting smaller and smaller? What's going through your mind? What can you do?
You just have to try stay calm and try not lose your head and stuff, and just try keep on getting every apex and stuff, and try and keep them behind.
Brilliant. Well, it makes the top end of your championship table a bit more open now, and probably gives you a bit more confidence going up to Larkhall.
Yeah, really good points this weekend, pretty much maximum points, so hopefully I've closed the gap in the championship and maybe leading it, so good points for the championship.
Brilliant. Well done, Sam. See you in the next one.
Thank you. Yeah.
He hasn't just closed the gap, he's actually taken the lead in the championship now, just a couple of points ahead of Lorenzo Caudle. Gabe Stilp is close in behind though. Connor Duncan not a million miles away. Jude Fernahau, Finn Harrison, Leo Brown and Sam Baker scoring consistently, with Luke Sindler and Henry Gregory in that top 10 as well. Still plenty of battles to come, and it could be a four-way title fight in Junior X30.
With one more to go here from Rowrah, we step up to some of our most experienced drivers after the break, the senior X30s. See you in a moment.